Are you thinking about making a move to San Antonio, Texas, but not quite sure where you and your family will fit in? Whether you are a growing family, love the outdoors, or just looking for the perfect professional spot with a low commute time, we have got the great neighborhoods and areas that you'll want to look into. In this video, Steve and I are going to go over our personal opinions on what neighborhoods and areas will fit depending on your lifestyle. We might even get into a friendly debate because we do have differences of opinions. We are married, but we don't think the same. So make sure you tune in for this, and we're gonna jump into it right now. If this is your first time to our channel and you would like to know everything there is to know about living in San Antonio and its surrounding areas, make sure you subscribe or tap that bell for notifications to ensure that you're one of the first to be notified when we bring you new market updates. My name is Katie Powers.
And my name is Steven Garza.
And we get phone calls, emails, and texts just like this from people like you all over the world, to be honest with you. And we would love to hear from you. Whether you're 6 days or 6 months away from making that transition, we are here to help you make that move. All of our information is listed right below, and Steve and I would be honored to be your realtors of choice. Now let's dive in to top neighborhoods, and we're gonna kind of do this a little different. We're trying something new, so we'd love to hear from you guys. Make sure you drop comments and let us know if you like this style, if this was fun for you. But we're gonna kind of do interview style questions. That way you can get our true, raw, unfiltered answers. We're just gonna be real and raw with you guys and see what you think, and give you as much information as we can. Steve's been a real estate agent for 20 years.
20 years, and I'm native to San Antonio. I got the certificate.
He is native. I've been a licensed agent and broker for 8 years now here in the San Antonio. I am not native, but I am a Texan through and through. Native Texan, but I grew up south of San Antonio. But anyway, I've been here for, I don't know, 14 years at this point. We know San Antonio inside and outside. So we're gonna dive right into question 1. So we have our list here of questions.
What is the best neighborhood for a growing family in San Antonio?
This is a good one. So the question is neighborhood, but I'm going to hit on area first. So area, in my opinion, would be Boerne. Usually if you have a growing family, school district is a big draw there. So I'm going to go with Boerne as an overall area. However, if your budget is not 700,000, I mean, 6 to 700, then Boerne might not be the spot. So I'm going to throw a neighborhood out there that is actually in Helotes, San Antonio area, and that would be Sonoma Ranch. I'm going to say Sonoma Ranch is the best for a growing family for a lot of reasons. There are lots of different areas within Sonoma Ranch, gated, not gated, price points all over from 300s all the way up to $1 million. So you just have a plethora of options and price points. School district is Northside ISD, great rated schools, specifically routed for Sonoma Ranch. Those schools are pretty highly rated, whether you'd use greatschools.org or niche.com. Those schools are all rated really well in that area. And then of course, location. It is really easy to get to everything in San Antonio. So you're like 10 minutes away from the Rim and the shopping and the Palladium, which is a big movie theater. But if you're also, most of the jobs that are pulling people in is either military, USAA type of thing. So you're super easy access straight down to Lackland Air Force Base to USAA. It's just a really great location that's easy for commuting for the parents and not just the kids for schools.
Good answer.
So what would you say, Steven Garza, for your top family-friendly neighborhood?
Well, obviously, I'm going to go with Boerne. I'm from Boerne. I grew up in Boerne. My friends and family are out in Boerne still. They've grown up their kids. I'm getting to that point where I'm watching my friends' kids graduate high school, including Katie's son.
Oh my God, don't remind me. But he doesn't go to Boerne, but he is graduating high school this year.
but I'm going to say it's more budget based, right? If you got $600,000 to play with, you can get into the Bernie area. You can get into the Smithson Valley area if you want a little space out in Old Verde, which has been a great neighborhood, Spring Branch. But if you're on a budget, you know, like you were when you moved to San Antonio, you know, it's anywhere on the north side, I'd say, northeast to northwest, essentially, depending on budget and honestly, kind of job driven as well, right? You don't want to be driving an hour to work every day. So if your job's in the VA hospital, say, right, who employs a lot of people, or USAA, who employs a lot of people, you want to be kind of in that region. And so it's going to be budget based there too, but there's going to be expensive neighborhoods all over San Antonio. I can promise you that.
But what is your top neighborhood?
My top neighborhood obviously is Fair Oaks. I mean,
Fair Oaks.
I'm a Fair Oaks kid. I grew up there. I wish I could be living out there again and raising my kids there. But
I thought you would have said Esperanza.
Well, Esperanza is really growing on me.
He grew up in Fair Oaks, so he's always going to choose Fair Oaks.
I grew up on 2.2 acres, right? And there was a country club right down the road that we were a part of. We used to bike to it. And so Fair Oaks has changed a lot. There's a lot more people now, but
it was a lot pricier than when you moved out there 40 years ago.
All right. All right.
Okay, question number 2. I wish I had those cards, you know, like the Price is Right card or whatever. Anyway. Steven Garza, which area is best for outdoor lovers who want parks and nature near them?
Okay, this is near and dear to my heart because I am an outdoor lover. I love to take the dog on walks and not around houses. I like to go into the woods.
Yep.
And on top of that, where Katie and I live, we specifically bought our current home because of the park right next to us. That I am a mountain biker. I love mountain biking.
Yes.
And so, you know, McAllister Park is kind of near and dear to my heart, but I've heard Opie Snaville's a great park to bike if you're a mountain biker. Hardburger Park is another beautiful park in San Antonio.
I'm going to pause you. You're talking about parks, but I'm asking you about neighborhoods. What would be your top neighborhood if you like outdoor living?
I am going to say, man, that's a tough question.
Okay, I'm going to hijack this because I know the answer to this question. So San Antonio is known for its parks, as Steve was saying. We have a really cool hike and bike trail that's paved throughout San Antonio, which is called Salado Greenway. Lots of neighborhoods back up to this. As you can see, I'm making sure my editor is putting in the map here of the Salado Greenway so you can see it. My favorite neighborhood in that area is going to be Summerfield, hands down. Favorite neighborhood. Pricing is great in that neighborhood. It is not just gated, it is guard gated. Just gives you that extra sense of security. Also has great HOAs, not crazy expensive. Usually guard gated communities are like $2,500 a year. This one is not that expensive. It's more reasonable. It's in the heart of San Antonio. You're like super close to medical center. It has its own private access onto the Salado Greenway. So from your neighborhood, you can take the kids or your dog or you, yourself, whatever you choose, right on that paved beltway, which is phenomenal. So that would be my number one. Summerfield. Price points in there are going to be 400s up to about 600. So like not super old homes. They were built in the 2000s. Yeah. So, and I've sold quite a few in there. It's just a great neighborhood. Second best in that area would be Castle Hills Forest, but you have to know those homes are going to be older. So if you want homes that have more character, that are not like your box homes like built from 2000 on with the big builders, Castle Hills Forest is older, no HOA. HOA is voluntary, so you don't have to pay an HOA, which a lot of you from California are loving that, no HOA, in a nice, safe area. Also backs up to the creek, and the neighborhoods are literally like down the street from each other. So those would be my top 2 if you want to be in nature, access to a park right out your back door, front door. Those would be my top 2.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that's more budget driven too.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I mean, if you're okay driving to a park, that whole area is something you'd want to consider. It's a very expensive area of San Antonio. Those two neighborhoods you mentioned are on the lower end,
The least expensive neighborhoods in
that
the area.
I mean, I can tell you 5 subdivisions in that area that I would, have you look at. Of course,
if you have a $4 million budget, there is Inwood.
Inverness.
Well, Inwood's like 2 million. Inverness is definitely going to get up in the 5 million. Now, those are some neighborhoods we would love to show you in that also have access to that beltway. Well, I don't think Inverness has access to it.
It has. They installed sidewalks to get there, but you got to cross some roads.
So you got to leave the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But those are some great neighborhoods. But of course, we know the average price point in San Antonio, guys, is around 400. So that's why I'm naming those, because those are like really great neighborhoods, really middle of the road pricing. Are there less expensive homes in San Antonio? Absolutely. Are there more expensive? Clearly, a lot more. But that is like easy budget for San Antonio, what you can expect your average price point to be.
Well, let me tell them a little bit about Salado Creek Greenway.
Yeah.
It's 65 miles long when it's completed. It's under construction right now. I think they've completed 20 miles of the 65. It's going to be basically a full loop around San Antonio. What they did is they take the water spillways and they started putting paved, like big walkways in there. So it does go underwater when it rains, but it just gets a little rain here. So 90% of the year you can bike the trails, ride the trails, run with your stroller, that kind of. It's just a really cool feature of San Antonio to get into that park.
Yeah, and most
nature.
people don't know about it. Like, honestly, even locals don't really know unless they are avid bikers or runners. But what I love about it is paved. So lots of things, right? Like, we have kids, they have scooters. Some of them are electric. Some of them, now they're electric. Back in the day, they weren't electric.
But kids go ride it every now and then.
Yeah, like we go with this. And that's what I like about it, is that it's paved also after a rain. If you don't want to go hiking, because there are hiking trails off the paved path that you can. San Antonio's big on hiking here. I would definitely suggest Friedrich Park for that. But I love it because we can take the dog for a walk and we don't have to worry about the mud per se, because it is paved. So even after a rain, you can still take them, get the dog's energy out because they haven't been out for a couple days when it rains. So it's just a really cool thing that most locals and people moving into San Antonio have no clue. And my just quick story, when my mom moved here, she had no idea. She bought a house, and then on the second house, that was a requirement for her, was I want to be able to walk out my back door and walk onto a parkway. And she's a walker, and that woman walks fast. I don't know how she walks so fast, but my run is like her walk cadence. It's crazy. And we're the same height. So yeah, she walks fast, but that was her requirement. And so we don't really have like a search on MLS that we can search for homes that back up but the locals who know this stuff, like us, I probably would even venture to say 80% of agents don't know the neighborhoods that actually back up to them. But Steve and I have been in the business a long time. We know these types of things. So this is something, if that is something that is important to you, or you didn't realize it was important to you until you watched this video, we can be a great asset for you on helping you find those neighborhoods that fit your budget, but also are on the Salado Greenway. I keep wanting to call it a beltway. It's a greenway.
Greenway.
Yes. All right. That was a lot for that question.
Yeah, but if you're an outdoor lover, that's great information for you.
You gonna do question 3?
Yes.
You need to work on your interviewing skills.
This is why I do real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a newscaster.
Where would a busy professional or commuter thrive in San Antonio?
Ooh, I love this question. So when I think business professional, or like you maybe don't want to commute, I'm thinking you travel a lot for work, or you work downtown, and we're not Dallas. So if you're coming from like LA, New York, you've looked at big cities like Dallas or Austin, we don't really have like a condo living space where you can walk. Like if you check San Antonio's walkability scores, they're terrible because San Antonio is very spread out. You need a car in San Antonio. But as far as like professionals, there are a few neighborhoods that come to mind that are very easy lock and go. So my favorite one, if you're looking for new construction, would be Centero in Stone Oak. I am partial to Stone Oak. I really like it. It's straight shot to the airport. You're 15 minutes from the airport. The yards are really small, so you don't have to worry about yard maintenance, but you're still getting a great home in a great area. Price point's going to be like $450. It's going to be kind of upper fours into that 600. But you could do 1 story, you could do 2 story, you could do split level. They have a lot of split levels in that neighborhood because the lots are so small. But I like that neighborhood. Next would be, I also have a listing in this neighborhood. So let me just, if you're looking, I have a great listing close to the Pearl. So I would say if you're looking downtown, but don't want to be like in the building, like, I don't know, there's just something about like concrete. You just want a little yard space. We have, what am I trying to say? I don't know. It's like a townhome community, but they're individual homes. You don't have attached walls. So you do have your own home, but by the Pearl. So there's quite a few townhome condos in that area. You're looking around 400 to 600 as well. Again, that's your sweet spot in San Antonio, 400 to 600. You have so many options in that price point, but they have some really good newer builds. Like the one I have listed was built in 2014. So still very good condition, very nice 2-car garage, which it's hard to find a garage downtown.
They're 3 stories, just so you know.
Well, this is a two story, but it's a split level. So it's like upside down, where all your guest bedrooms are downstairs, and then you walk upstairs over your 2-car garage, and you have your living room, your kitchen, half bath, and then like a primary bedroom with a full bath. So really cool, $465, great price, great area, but you're like a mile from the Pearl. And if you haven't seen our Pearl video, here's a plug to go check out our Pearl video to see what it's about. Great restaurants, great outdoor. You really
hang out.
It's a
local.
It's where the locals hang out. The locals don't go to the Riverwalk. That's not a thing. That's a touristy thing. You should definitely do it if you're coming to visit. But the locals stay pretty far away from that like Riverwalk area. Now the Pearl does back up to a Riverwalk, but it is a less drunk people area of town. So Pearl's is the local spot, and so housing around there. You're a little further from the airport. You're probably 15-20 minutes from the airport, but really not a hard drive. No real yard maintenance type of a thing.
Can I answer that question too?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to piggyback on Katie's. Katie's absolutely correct in all of that and all that info. But I'm going to give you a little insight as a local, born and bred. Nobody lives downtown. That's
not true.
There's not a lot of real estate downtown for sale.
We don't hang out with people who live there.
There are. It's very unique downtown, right? It's just not. The locals aren't down there. It's not like a Dallas where they have a true downtown, where the sports arenas are downtown. Houston, where the Astros play right downtown. Sure. It's coming. Mm-hmm. We just voted on it. San Antonians did, but it's going to take a long time to get
Project
there.
Marvel will take a very long time.
But San Antonio is one giant suburb, essentially. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be on the outer line areas of San Antonio. Just not central like where the Alamo is, just so you know.
And they're revitalizing downtown, so I do think there's a lot more condo opportunities, and we are typically in line with Dallas. So like what Dallas does, San Antonio is kind of working towards that. We got a long way to go. Dallas is like a whole other world from San Antonio, but it's coming. There are more and more condos. There's like the Lone Star District, which is a great condo area if you want to be downtown next to Blue Star Brewery. There's a few pockets of areas in downtown San Antonio that I would suggest. There's like some really cool factories that they have renovated into condo living, which is really cool. So there's those types of rustic things. Like I had a single bachelor guy who had a condo down there once upon a time that I sold for him. It's really cool for like single living. If it's not really family living.
No, it's still very unique to San Antonio. More and more is coming as we grow as a city, but generally most are in a house with the backyard. And well, the neighborhood Centero is kind of a new style for San Antonio. Lock and go neighborhoods for young professionals, young couples who just don't want the yard maintenance.
Well, and the pricing is great. And then if you're looking for something even less expensive, I'm not like in love with this neighborhood, but if you're looking for something in the lower threes, new construction, there is one on the west side by Davidson Homes, and they're putting turf in the backyard. So like when I say low maintenance, that's a next level low maintenance. Like you don't even need a weed eater or lawnmower. They are making it very lock and go, and the price point on that's closer to the 300s, but it is far west side. So if you're like Lackland, if you're a bachelor looking to move to like, or working at like Lackland or Boeing, Kelly or Air Force Base, which is also known as Port of San Antonio. If you are in the aviations or cybersecurity and not necessarily needing a place for a family, you're single, that neighborhood, Oak Creek, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I know, reach out to me and I know exactly what I'm talking about. We even have a video on it that we did for low maintenance and low cost of living. It's a really good neighborhood that I would suggest.
There's also Trilogy Grove in the medical center proper, like right near all the hospitals, by Texas Homes and by Chesmar. So
I like the Chesmars. They're pretty.
They're throughout the city. So I mean, again, it goes back to budget and where you're going to be working. But I mean, there's neighborhoods for you if you're looking for that kind of living, or more traditional living like what we have.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Are you guys bored of us yet? Is this working for you? Drop us a comment. Like, we banter all the time. This is our everyday conversations, honestly. So if we're annoying, let us know and we won't keep doing this style. If you like it, if it's informative, because we do have so much information to give, let us know. We want to know what's working and not working for you guys. Okay, next question. What is the best area for new construction in San Antonio? And I ask that specifically like incentive wise. Like I love this thought. So the reason why this question came up was a lot of people who move into a new area, which you guys are most likely relocating, like a clean slate. And so a lot of our clients that move from other areas are moving into San Antonio looking at new construction, because their incentives are killer right now in 2026, but also because they want a clean slate, fresh start, warranties, all of those great things. So the question is, best area for new construction.
Okay,
This is easy.
I'm gonna rank these I'm gonna say 3.
Okay.
So Bernie, number 1, but budget. Next, if it was me, I guess it depends. If I'm prior military and I want to be near military, I'm going Shirts, Cibolo. Lots of newer subdivisions popping up out there. There's a new one coming that has 1 acre lots if you got a healthy budget.
Or 100-foot lots, which is basically 3/4 of an acre.
Yeah, big yards. And then obviously you got to go out west. That's where most of the growth is in San Antonio. Every builder in San Antonio is out west. Lots of real estate out there and lower cost real estate, which in turn the builder passes that on to the consumer, right? Developer pays lower cost than the builders, and then they can give you a beautiful big home on the west and the northwest side.
We're gonna get to that next question.
Yeah, but yeah, that's ranking. Bernie 1, 2 Shirts, Cibolo, 3 Northwest.
I agree. I'm gonna rank it a little different and throw in some other options for you. I do agree with Bernie. Honestly, 80% of you guys that reach out are just in love with Bernie, and we usually start there and then kind of show you some other areas. So I'm gonna point out some other areas that a lot of our viewers who have come in saying Bernie have ended up being.
Oh yes. Okay.
Because we're gonna get into bang for buck, but like we're growing so much, and new construction is huge here in San Antonio because we're growing so much. If you don't mind commute, because here's the thing, like San Antonio's really grown inside, like it's already built out inside. You get little pockets of like the last neighborhoods we were talking about that are like really small areas. But mostly you're having to go outside Loop 1604 to find a new construction home. So I would say number one, New Braunfels.
Hugely growing out.
New Braunfels is exploding. You have a range of price points. You can find a new build at 300. You can also find a new build at 1.6 million. It really just depends where you are in the gamut. So I wouldn't say the number one neighborhood. The number one neighborhood I would look at if I was moving to New Braunfels would be Lake Dunlap.
Oh, I thought you were saying Mayfair. Costco, come on.
Mayfair is cool. Mayfair's going to be like a whole environment. They're putting a Costco. It's going to be like a golf cart community where, it's very community oriented. That's a good one. I do like Mayfair, but I like water views, and that's just so hard to come by in such a drought driven state. So Lake Dunlap is really the Guadalupe River. I'm pretty sure it's the Guadalupe. I'm going to look really stupid if it's the Comal River, but I'm pretty sure it's the Guadalupe River. But it has private access to the river. It's called Lake Dunlap because it's like a thicker portion of the river. Legacy at Lake Dunlap is the name of the community. But Lake Dunlap is the Guadalupe River, just a thicker portion of. But I really like that. Yes, it's going to have a pool. Yes, it's going to have amenities, but I do like that you have access to that. I grew up every summer in Kerrville playing in the Guadalupe River. We had a rope swing. We would swing into the Guadalupe River. I grew up swimming in that river. So I am partial to Lake Dunlap and Legacy at Lake Dunlap. They have every builder you could possibly want in there. Drees, Toll Brothers, Highland, Perry, Pulte. So also another neighborhood where you have a gamut on pricing. You can get in 400, you can go all the way up to 600. It really just depends. But that would probably be my number one, just because there is no other neighborhood like it. You don't have river access really with any of these new construction. Mayfair would be 2 for New Braunfels. So New Braunfels 1, 2. I really am loving Bulverde right now. I really am loving it. Bulverde is great. You want acreage with a great priced home, Waldsanger is where you're at. Waldsanger is your bang for buck, beautiful, gorgeous, large, 1-story on 1 acre lot, under $1 million. Love Bulverde. You also have Ventana and Bulverde, which is beautiful. So New Braunfels, yes. If you want to spend some money, if you want to spend $1 million plus, if you've ever researched George's Ranch in Bernie, Thornbrook, which we just launched last week. So make sure you watch that. That is a brand new 1 acre, new construction, hill country views, 5 minutes to the grocery store. Just a really up and coming, but you are going to be $1 million plus in there. And you're probably, if you build with Toll Brothers or Perry, are going to be 1.4 in there. Anyway, so New Braunfels, Bulverde, and then I would have to copy Steve on the west side, because the west side is booming new construction. The question is, how far out do you want to go?
Yeah, how far do you want to drive? Drive time is the ultimate, right? You don't want to be white knuckling it for an hour.
So job is going to depend, like New Braunfels, Bulverde, Westside, all of these things. It's going to really depend on your job, but we're just giving you examples of the best places to look for new construction.
But I mean, if you're a family too, I mean, all good school districts, it don't depend on where you work. Yeah. But I mean, I would put my kids in any one of those school systems.
Yeah, New Braunfels, Comal, ISD, or Bernie, all great. If you're going west side, I do have to point out that because we're building so far out on the west side, you're no longer in Bexar County, which is San Antonio's county. You are in Medina County. So now all of those new neighborhoods are going to be Medina ISD. I don't have a feel on whether it's good or bad. I think it's a very small county that is now exploding. So the benefit you have with Medina ISD is brand new spanking brand new schools that are literally opening fall of 2026. So your kids could possibly be the first ones that walk those hallways, but you're going to have the technology. You're going to have all of those great things because they are so brand new. But what I don't have information on is like their hiring process and requirements for their teachers, because they're like scrambling to open these schools. I can't really attest to like how good the school district is. I would really suggest doing your research on that. But because they're so new, there's just not ratings. Like you can't look up, what is the name of that new high school they're building?
Creek Valley High School, I think.
Yeah, off of 211 out in Medina ISD. You can't look up a rating on it because it's not even built yet. It's opening fall of 2026, but that's also a thing. If you guys plan to come here, you've got kids starting middle school, high school, and you're interested in that area, you could really be a big part of how that school is run with the PTA and being the first kids in the school district for those schools. I don't know, something to think about.
I agree, 100%.
Okay, last and final question, because this video is already getting longer than I anticipated it to be, so I apologize. What neighborhood or area would you build to get the most home for the least amount of money?
Walled Center. Absolutely. I mean, it's a little bit out there.
Bulverde.
But I mean, bang for buck, it's probably hands down going to be your number one subdivision. And then I would go into Esperanza because your resale, right? When you buy, you always want to think about resale for the future. And Bernie's always going to hold its value because of the school system. And it's just a great area. And then it's going to hold its resale. So there's always going to be high turnover in Esperanza because it's such a large subdivision. It's basically going to be like the Stone Oak of Bernie. So I'm going to have to say, yeah, Esperanza. Or if we go out to New Braunfels, Mayfair is going to be that community too. Mayfair's just going to be just as big.
Well, best bang for buck in New Braunfels is that Meritage subdivision.
Yeah, I mean, Meritage
Lark.
Like Lark Canyon, I think. But that's more, cookie cutter production build.
But it is your biggest bang for buck because your tax rate is so low in Lark Canyon that your dollar stretches so much further. So if you're on a budget, and the only reason why I bring this up is because, so you guys who are watching, we get all kinds of price points, right? Some of you guys come in with a $250 budget. Some of you guys come in with a $2.2 million budget. We work all ranges. If you're coming in with 150, I actually talked to such a sweet young couple the other day from Salt Lake City, Utah. You guys were so sweet. I'm so happy they just had their first baby and they're like so cute. But they've read all this stuff online where things are 150. Like if you're coming into San Antonio and wanting to buy a home at 150, like I don't know that I would feel comfortable putting you in the neighborhoods. There are homes at 150. Don't get me wrong. They are South Side. My philosophy, without running the risk of like getting into trouble with NAR and all these things that we have to be politically correct on, I don't put anybody coming from anywhere. My friends, my family coming from out of state, you guys are friends to us when you move here and you call us. I would not put anywhere I wouldn't leave my child in. Okay. So I'm very brutally honest in that, like, if you're coming to San Antonio with a $150K budget, I don't feel confident in putting you in a neighborhood I would feel safe leaving you in. Not to say that San Antonio isn't safe, but every city has its unsafe areas. So is that safe to say?
I mean, my family is from the South Side, just so you know.
I know that. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, like,
it's more for people who know the area.
Right. Yes.
So if you're moving into San Antonio, we probably wouldn't recommend it for you unless you have family there and they're very familiar and you've been visiting them your whole life.
And you know Spanish.
And you know Spanish. But yes, it's not for somebody who doesn't know much about San Antonio. It's just a different culture of San Antonio.
We are very culture centric, very diverse in San Antonio. But if you go South Side, it is not diverse. It is Hispanic. It's great. Oh, the best food in San Antonio is South Side, honestly. But I'm just saying, I care about you guys, and I think you would expect the same from your realtor who's helping you. You don't, just because it fits your budget, you want us to be honest with you and tell you these things, right? So Obviously, do your research. Obviously, look at crime ratings. Please know San Antonio is a really big city. There's crime everywhere you go. If you check Dallas, Houston's probably a lot scarier than San Antonio when you look at crime rating.
The thieves have cars here.
They drive everywhere. It's very true.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, other than we work all budgets is my point. So if you're looking for bang for buck in the lower price points, West Side is 100% where you want to be. The land is cheaper. You're going to have to drive till you can buy. What is there an economist that told me that? As the economy grows and prices of homes start to increase, the younger families are going to have to drive till you can buy. So West Side is very much that. If you're coming in and you have a $250 budget, there are plenty of homes at $250. You have honestly a lot to choose from, but the majority is going to be the West Side. Cibolo used to be that area. You used to get a lot of bang for buck in the Cibolo area. And honestly, in our videos from 2 years ago, we did push Cibolo a lot for bang for buck. That's changed a lot. Cibolo has exploded because of the military out there. They love the new builds. There are a lot of new builds out there, but it used to be a 300 price point was like all day long Cibolo. Now it's starting to be like a 450 price point all day long in Cibolo, and that's not bad. It's a good thing. The homes are beautiful, but you just don't get the bang for buck. West San Antonio out by 211, huge bang for buck. You can get a 2,700 square foot home for under 400. That's huge. In most parts of San Antonio, 2,700 square feet would put you well over 400.
Yeah, I totally agree. Dollar stretches further in the northwest side of San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's no arguing against that. It's just your fact.
I'm right. I'm waiting for him to say you're right. Right? Doesn't every wife want to hear that? I think we do. I think we need that every now and then. Anyway, well, that is our top 5 questions. Sorry this was longer. Hopefully it was helpful. Sometimes when Steve and I just go back and forth with each other, you just get more real, raw information out of us. So let us know. Did you like this interview style? Does Steve need to work on his interview skills more? Anyway, just give us your comment. We like raw feedback. So let us know. Anything else you want to add?
No, we look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to reach out, call, text, email, whatever you want to do.
All of our information's right below.
We love talking to you.
Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We will see you on the next one.